2024, the 13 Days of Halloween. Third of the way there. Today I watched Halloween 2018. I say 2018 because I know the DVD came out in 2019, so everyone's going to get really confused, but the film was made in 2018, so I'm calling it Halloween. I think it is Halloween 2018, but I know someone's going to be like, well, I thought the movie came out this summer. It did, but it's going to come out at the end of the year. It's why it's confusing. But anyway, I believe this is the highest grossing Halloween movie of all time, and I also believe it is the highest grossing slasher movie of all time. But I don't even know if this movie even counts as a slasher though, because I put it more as like a thriller or a like a violent crime movie with a lot of stabbings kind of thing. Yeah. No, love Halloween films. Michael Myers is an interesting character. I'm going to ask this question and then someone's going to comment on it, you're such an idiot. So obviously this. They say as a metaphor that there is a demon in him. But is that actually a real thing? I mean, maybe he's just a psycho who wakes up on Halloween, kills people. Or the day before Halloween, goes away, and then on Halloween kills people. But one of the theories is, it is a real demon, and it actually does wake up on Halloween. I mean, that's a theory, that's not confirmed, but is it not make sense? I don't know. It's a horror movie, so anything makes sense. But yeah, so I think the idea is he's dormant all year round. Like, he doesn't move, he doesn't talk. Apparently he is very much conscious, he knows what is going on, he knows exactly what's going on, he just doesn't do anything till the day before Halloween. He breaks away when they're trying to move him from one confinement to another. The car breaks down or something, or does he stop? He attacks them, and he gets away. And there's this dumb kid. There's my F-bomb. Made it 4 days, but I got one out. This dumb kid gets his dad's shotgun, and you don't give a 10-year-old a shotgun. I think he shoots the professor or something. You're like, don't shoot! Oh, sorry. Kids, why don't you give kids shotguns? You know. No, I think he does he spare the kid? I think he doesn't. As a whole, he doesn't usually kill kids. He usually kills grown-ups. There is some element of, like, not a kid, man. I think he looks at a baby and goes, nah. Like, you know, he thinks about killing the baby, but he doesn't. Even he's not evil enough to kill a baby. I think Andy, he said that the funniest thing was when at the end where they think Laurie Strode has made a trap for her, a hole for herself, but she actually built a trap. And I love that her daughter, played by Judy Greer, goes in. She's holding the shotgun. She goes, "I can't do it." And then Michael's like, all right then, this is going to be an easy cakewalk. And then she's like, gotcha. And then shoots him and he falls in. That is genius. I think Andy was like, that is so smart, man. We all believed that she was weak and then it turns out she wasn't. But again though, Laurie has been training her for this her entire life. So, whether she likes it or not, all that training happened for a reason. And this is that reason. I did notice at the end of the movie, the granddaughter was hugging that knife. So, is it a case of, if I see Michael again, I'm going to kill him once and for all? Or was it she's like, I kind of enjoyed shanking him. I want to go shank other people. You don't know, because was it in one of the films, there was a kid and the kid got messed up and the kid wanted to kill people? Is it that happening again? I don't know. John Carpenter did say that this was going to be the last Halloween movie, but he lied because they have just announced Halloween Kills, that I believe comes out next year, and Halloween Ends, that comes out, I think, in 2 years. So they're going to do a trilogy, but maybe that was just because this film did really well. But we all know Michael didn't die at the end of this movie. I mean, we don't see him die, and we hear him breathing at the end. He's very much alive. But maybe his face is going to be all like messed up like Freddy Krueger's or something now, because he's been burned. I don't know. That'd be cool though. Michael Myers is 61 in this film. I don't know if it really matters that he's old. I mean, I know he's like crazy strong anyway, but he's calculated, so it's not a case of he's going to have a fist fight with like a young 20-year-old dude who goes to the gym. He's sneaky, he comes up behind people silently, so it doesn't matter if he's fit or not. He can be 80 and still do what he does. So 20 years down the line, we're going to have a really old doddery Michael Myers. He's going to be walking around like this, but he's still going to be killing people. Still doing what he does. And I would point out in this movie, Michael and Laurie are not brother and sister. I think that is the stupidest plotline ever, though, because I think, okay, a friend of mine said, Laurie reminds him of his sister that he killed in the first film, and now he's trying to do it again. That makes the most sense to me, because I think they say it in the best way in this film, where it's like, oh, that was just some bullshit they made up, you know, he's not really her brother. And like, you know, so they joke around with it, but they made up, I think, in the second film. And the second film's not entirely canon to this one anyway. And it's not entirely canon to the first one. So it open to the. I personally think the whole brother or sister thing is bull, in my opinion. Someone's gonna be like, how dare you, the entire premise of the story is written upon the fact that they could be brother and sister. But I don't think it is. They only wrote that in the second movie. The first movie, they're not brother and sister. She was just some random chick. I think she reminded him of his sister, but that's all of it. Apparently Jake Gyllenhaal convinced Jamie Lee Curtis to return. Apparently they're really close. Apparently she's like his unofficial godson or something. I know him. Mysterio in Spider-Man Home Far From Home. Awesome. Killed it the good way. So thank you, Jake, for making her do this, because she is Halloween, and we can't have Halloween without her, in my opinion. She is much too important to the role as Michael is. You can't have a Batman without a Joker. This is like the opposite of that, but it is. You need one with the other. It's like, if they really cared about Friday the 13th, they would have more Jason v Tommy movies, because the two need each other. Like, you know, one has to kill the other. I don't believe they do care about those movies, so they just make up some bull every time they do it, which is a shame, because they could have a really good story on their hands if they commit to it. I believe Corey Feldman is pissed about that, because he's like, you started something good and then never finished it. It would have ended fine in the sixth one, if, of course, Jason was dead, but he just tied him up at the bottom of the lake. Second someone, like, cuts that chain, he's fine, he's out killing people again. And we never hear of Tommy again. But I'll rant about that another day. In the first movie, Michael Myers was credited as the Shape, not as Michael Myers. And I believe in this one, is it Laurie, or is it the reporter was, I saw the Shape. So it was kind of a callback to that, which is pretty cool. I think the Shape didn't last that long, but that was originally what they were going to be calling him as his code name. I like the Shape. I think the Shape sounds pretty cool. This was released on October 19th, 2018, which is Michael Myers' birthday. His 61st birthday. The TV reporter refers to the original murders as the Babysitter Murders, which was the original working title. The original working titles for this movie were Halloween Returns and Halloween H4O, as in, like, you know, Halloween H2O, the 20th anniversary film, which I think was pretty cool. But I think this is actually the third movie in the series to be called Halloween. There was Halloween 1978, sorry. Then there was Halloween 2007, the Rob Zombie remake, and then there's Halloween 2018, which is super confusing. Now, I think John Carpenter has a habit of doing that, because he made Well, I suppose he only did one. He did the remake, or was it? There was 3, I think. But there's 3 movies called The Thing, but they're not. I think he only did the middle one, but so is it a Carpenter thing? Maybe, I don't know. This was released on the 40th anniversary. Well, I think 8 days shy actually, but in the ballpark. They tried. Oh, the police call a disturbance for 707 at Meridian, which I believe is the original address of the house in real life. Of the many awards this film won, I think it is the biggest horror movie with a female lead. Which I think apparently is one of the many similarities between this film and Scream 4, because it's like an old film they brought back with the original female protagonist, and they go back to their old town to fight them once and for all. I don't know, I think that might just be a coincidence. I don't think one's ripping off the other, you know. One could argue all slashers are ripping off each other, but I don't think so. I think it's just happy coincidence, you know, but that's how you keep these films going. You need to have that arch enemy to come back, don't you? The gas station is a replica of the one from the 4th movie. Don't know why they felt the need, unless it's supposed to be the same one, or it just happens to look the same, I don't know. This is the first Halloween movie to be shot digitally and not using film. But we've got such good cameras now, I don't care. Fair play. Someone's going to be like, how dare you, they have to use film. Do they? Film is this big. A memory stick is this big. You can get more movies on that than you can on that. The jack-o'-lantern at the beginning of the film resembles the one from the first film. I think the first one you see it melting. In this film you see it melted and then slowly returning back to its original shape. I think they shot it backwards. So they recorded it melting and then they kind of played it backwards to make it look... So one, it was a callback to the first film, two, it was like the opposite of the first film at the same time, which is really cool. In the original promos, Laurie Strode had short hair, which she does in all the middle films. She has short hair, and I think that's like Jamie Lee Curtis's thing now, isn't it? She has short hair, but they decided to give her long hair like in the first film. I don't know why. Like in Trading Places, that's a good movie. Michael Myers has had equal number of appearances to Jason, and this is where someone's going to go, oh, no, there isn't. There's 12 Friday the 13th movies, and he was only not in the first one. No, there's 13, or no, there's 12. And he was in the first one, but he was a kid. But 2 of them aren't really him, are they? So one could argue that Jason's had more, but 2 of them aren't really him. So if we disclude those, they both had 10 appearances, which is more than like Freddy Krueger or Leatherface or... But how many has Pinhead? Pinhead's had a lot of appearances, you know, but they're just less famous, I think. I've not seen all of those, though. Judy Greer, who plays Laurie's daughter, who is also in Ant-Man. Ant-Man is played by Paul Rudd. Paul Rudd's first starring role was in Halloween: The Curse of Michael Myers. We're really going back to it. That is probably a coincidence. I don't think they cast her for that reason, but I found that very interesting. Another thing they really cool, there's a Back to the Future pinball machine being played by the cop, who I think is the cop from the first film. I don't know if it's the same actor or not, because he's old, so I can't tell. And they also played the song Mr. Sandman, which was in Back to the Future in 1955, when, you know, he sees his parents when they're young. So it's really cool they call back to that. That's really cool. Janet Leigh, Jamie Lee Curtis's mother, was in Psycho. So I love that. They're the female protagonist. Though, in Psycho, is in the second film, the protagonist turned out to be the antagonist. And I don't think that Norman Bates is a bad guy. I think he's a good guy who is troubled. If he got proper counselling, he would be a good guy. And I feel like everyone else is against him because of his issues. And he's not a psychopath. The film is wrongly named. I'm challenging Hitchcock. Do something. Got them printed. I should make merch, shouldn't I? Like Matt Smith. The last one that I've got here is that she has Laurie has different kids. In this, she has a daughter named Karen. The old one, she had, what is it, John and something else. She had sons. So they've changed it now, which I suppose it doesn't matter. But again, this is not a continuation of Halloween H2O. This is a completely separate film. All it is a sequel to is Halloween 1. So it's not really a sequel to Halloween 2 even. I love it in this film, Laurie is taking stuff out of Michael's playbook. So, how he, in the first film when he got shot, he fell out the window, she looks down and he's gone. And in this film, she is hunting him. So when he throws her out of the bedroom window, he looks down and she's gone. And excuse that. Then when she's hiding in the mannequin room, with the shotgun, and there's also the cupboard, the wardrobe, I believe is a replica of the one from the first film, which he stabbed her in the arm. I don't know if she had the scar on her arm. She did in H2O. But I love how they kind of swap roles. She's hunting him now. That's really cool. Yeah. The rating for this movie is big 2 thumbs up. I think this is the best Halloween film. I don't want to say it's an improvement on the first one, but I feel like this is where the first one should have ended. Thing is, in the H2O, it took a different approach. She had a lot of relationships that failed. In this, it's like she can't have relationships, really. She tried, but they failed, and then she ended up living alone, being a hermit for the rest of her life. Maybe that's what happens to someone someone tries to kill them multiple times, so she's basically dedicated her life to survival. So maybe it is the most logical approach for them to take. Which is pretty depressing, really, but horror movies are. I'm very excited for the next one to come out next year. I think they struck gold with this film. They've brought back a popular film and made it better somehow. Do a trilogy, it's money. And I feel like even if it doesn't do as well as this one, you're still making money. Batman and Robin still made money. And so shall this. It's about that. This is the end of this one, I believe. I think I'm out of things to say on this one. I'll keep it short because as much as I could talk for an hour, it will kill me. So I shan't. Thank you for watching. Happy Halloween. J-Man out.